Jamie from Homestead Corner, and today I have for you 15 things that you should stop buying, start making to save you money. Okay, so number one, bread. Fresh breads and artisan breads are super expensive, and you can make them at home for pennies, and they are way better for you, less preservatives, and you're going to benefit in more than just saving money from making your own bread. There's definite health benefits too, and you can really tailor it to exactly what you want. Number two, beer and wine. Those are very simple to make. They cost a little bit to get started, buying all the supplies and the containers and all the stuff you need to get started is a little pricey. But in the long run, you're going to save a ton of money by making your own beer and wine. I'm not a wine drinker or beer drinker, but I still make a little bit once in a while just because it's good for gifts, it's good to have on hand for guests, and over time you can save tons and tons of money. And again, you know exactly what's in it, which is a key factor. And let's see, number three, cheese. Cheese really isn't all that hard to make. There's a few techniques. You don't need a lot of fancy tools or anything, but it is so delicious and it takes time. But over time, you can develop quite a big stockpile of cheese by making your own, and you don't have to worry about it. It's so expensive at the store, but if you make it yourself, again, pennies on the dollar. Pennies. All right, salad dressing. That's another thing that I used to buy that I don't buy anymore because it is so inexpensive to make my own. And most of the time I have all the ingredients in the house to just whip up a quick salad dressing, and it's super simple. Anybody can make salad dressing. I really believe that. Simple. All right, number six, dips. Instead of buying the pre-made dips, make them yourself. There are tons of recipes out there, and they're really easy to make. And again, you save a ton of money, and you know what's in it. Number seven, broth. Beef broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth. All of those things are loaded with preservatives and sodium in the grocery store, but you can make them at home for just about free. You can use vegetable scraps. You can save them in the freezer. When you're done eating the chicken, you've got the chicken carcass. You can put the scraps, the chicken, everything in a pan, boil it down, and you can make your own broth, and it is so much tastier and so much better for you. And you can add as much salt as you want, and it doesn't have to be loaded with salt, and it doesn't have any preservatives in it that way. So broth is a big one. That's one thing that I love to make and I love to have on hand is plenty of broth because it's great in all kinds of recipes and it's so versatile. I just really, really love that. Number eight, cleaning products. If you have got vinegar and baking soda and lemons in the house, you can clean almost anything in your house with that. And there are just a few things you might want to add to it, you know, but you really can save a ton of money and clean your home naturally without all of those chemicals and stuff. And it is super cheap for all of those things to keep them in your house. So it's really easy to do. And again, tons of recipes out there. You can make paste for cleaning the oven. You can use, you know, vinegar in your dishwasher to help get rid of spots. There are just so many ways you can use these to cut down on chemicals and store-bought products. Let's see. Number 9, making your own candles. Candles are so easy to make. It seems kind of intimidating. How do they, you know, do all that? It's hot wax, it's, you know, but it's really super easy to do. You don't need a lot of tools for it, and you can save your old pickle jars and you have containers ready to go. So candles are another one of those things. You could pay $10 for or $20 for a candle from one of the high-end brands, and 20, I've seen $30 candles. You can make candles for $1, or $2. Even a big one like that, only $2. You could do that yourself and save tons and tons of money. And let's see. Number 10, canned goods. Buying canned goods at the grocery store. Sometimes you can get canned goods really cheap. But most of the time, if you're growing food at home anyway, can up what you can't eat fast enough. Definitely. And it saves big. And you know what's in it. A lot of times when I can vegetables, it's straight up water and a tiny bit of salt for flavoring, and that's it. And that I know that it's not loaded with preservatives or loaded with sodium or anything like that. I know right what's in it, and it saves a ton of money. Jars are expensive when you first start collecting all the jars. Can be kind of pricey and getting your canners and stuff, but ask around. A lot of people just have it sitting around and they're more than happy to give it to you. I have gotten hundreds and hundreds of canning jars for nothing. That friends had boxes of them in the garage or the attic, or and they're just sitting there collecting dust. They were never going to use them. So I said, hey, if anybody's got canning jars, let me know. I'd love them. And I got hundreds of them for free, which is awesome. So if you are wanting to learn how to can, definitely put it out there to your friends on social media, in conversation, whatever. People have them kicking around that they don't even use them, and they're just collecting dust. So if they want to give them away, you'll find them a good home. All right, so dehydrated foods are another great thing to make for yourself. Again, the preservatives, all that stuff in it, and you can save a ton of money. Like for dry, you can dehydrate fruits, for banana chips, strawberry slices, we dehydrate blueberries, fruit leathers, beef jerky, turkey jerky, whatever it is that you like. You can literally save tons of money by making that yourself. And a dehydrator, you can get a small dehydrator for I think around $30, or you could get a really fancy one if you choose to, but you can start off with a $30 one. That's how I first started dehydrating foods. So, and they work. So they work just fine. So if you can get your hands on a dehydrator, definitely that is a great thing that you should be doing yourself to save tons and tons of money. And herbs. Grow your own herbs. You can have just a couple of pots on the windowsill in the kitchen or any sunny window. You can grow herbs year round, and you can clip them fresh, or if they get to be too big, you can cut them back and you can dry them, and you can just hang herbs up. So you literally can grow herbs outside of the seeds. It's free. A little bit of water, some sunshine, and you just hang them up to dry. You don't need a dehydrator or anything for herbs. That's usually a little too hot for them, and they do much better just air drying. So number 13, baking mixes. Buying baking mixes, they're so expensive. And you can make this stuff easy yourself and put it up. I do like big batches of pancake mix and a big batch of brownie mix or stuff like that, muffin mix. You can make it in huge batches dry and then just section it off for like the amount you would use for a recipe, and write on the bag what it is you need to add: milk, eggs, oil, butter, whatever it is. Write it on the bag, and I usually put the temperature and for how long. And that way the kids can pull it out and they can whip up some brownies, no problem, or it's easy to grab. Anybody can make pancakes, just pull it out and add whatever is on the bag and a snap. It's cheap, saves a ton of money, and you can easily do it yourself. And colognes and perfumes are another thing. I used to buy all kinds of perfume and stuff like that. And over the years, I have learned more and more about essential oils. So I'm able to make my own essential oil perfume. And you can mix and match and make it any way you want. You can have one oil that you really like, or you could use 10 oils. But seriously, a little bit of vodka, some water, essential oils. You can do this. It's not hard. Really, it isn't. And number 15, body care items. There are so many body care items that you can make at home really inexpensively, and a lot of times it's going to be a much better quality than what you can even buy. Your own body butters, body scrubs, shampoo, toothpaste, deodorant. There's just so much. Most of these are really simple to do, and it's just a matter of gathering a few ingredients. You can make those things and save tons and tons of money because it's really inexpensive to do it. But those are my 15 things that I think everybody should stop buying and start making themselves to save money. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.